bad at all. Alrighty, well, since got this set up, may as well do you guys and girls a bit of a video on the Siren Tower, since I didn't really cover it very well in the last video I did on it. But while it's out, now's the chance before I put it all away. As you can see, I've got the oil pump fire siren going on at the moment, and it's I'm very happy with the results from it. It's bloody loud, too loud in fact, but it's definitely working, which is the main thing. I've finally gotten around to bolt this all together properly, the vac motor and everything, which is the blower for the airflow for it. Then I've also added a hermetic refrigeration compressor, which is just adding about 3 or 4 psi of air to the exhaust from this, and that just makes siren a little bit more resonant. So it gives it a tone that's sort of noticeable without it there, but it definitely works. Then I just run the air up through a bit of irrigation hose all the way up to the siren up the top there. I've got a big 2.5 horsepower motor driving it, which is a bit overkill, but I'm gonna maybe downsize that a bit because it's bloody heavy. It was very hard work standing this thing up with that on the top, because it's about 30 kilos sitting on it. I mean, this isn't going anywhere, which is good. It's pretty sturdy. So yeah, again, this is just rigging truss, stage trussing, which I use for hanging lights and things off over studios and whatnot. It's again got off eBay for about 250, and plus I got another meter piece there, which I was hoping to get on top of this just to give it a bit more height, but it was hard enough standing this up there, because remember, the longer you make something, the more leverage is required to stand it upright, especially with 40 kilos on the end. It makes it feel a lot heavier, so I didn't end up doing that. But the homemade base for it came up alright, and it's very sturdy too. It's not going anywhere. But that was an old Kirby condensing unit. Had a big DWM Copeland compressor on it, and then a big condensing coil with 2 big fans. So took all that off and chucked it all at work, since they were throwing it out there. So I just grabbed this, figured it was a perfect thing for it, so I cleaned it up. I just bought some little half couplers for this stuff off eBay. They're just like that, just that sort of part there, not a full coupler, just half, with a M12 thread tapped in the bottom, so you could then screw them to a base plate or top plate or whatever. I even use the same for the top plate too, which we'll show in a sec. But you just mark them out, drill them through, put your bolt in, then just reef on them. And but make sure they're in the right way first, because you won't be able to put your pins in otherwise. So that worked really well. And then going up the top there is essentially the same thing, but just again keeping the weight down. I've just got a star plate with 3 more couplers on it, and that makes the whole thing so I can just pull it apart instantly if I need to. Drop the thing down, pull a siren off, unplug it all, and away you go, pretty much. And it's starting to rain too, bugger. But yeah, you can see the size of that motor. It's funny because that's about 2 kilowatts. That compressor motor's 2 kilowatts, and then the vac motor's about 1, so it definitely makes the lights dim when all 3 motors start up at once. But the breaker doesn't mind it. I haven't tripped the breaker yet. So yeah, that's the tower. I'll pull it all apart and I'll just show you what all the components. It's actually really simple, really easy to store away too, which is the main thing, since I'm really tight for space at the moment. Here we have it, all in bits. Here's the couplers I was talking about. Excuse the old man whippersnippering. Those go in there like that. That's what locks the piece of trussing on. There's the blower. It's the piece of truss. I haven't pulled the cable or the piping out of it yet. And here's the siren. Turn that over carefully. You can see there's the other ones I've fitted on it. The horn and everything comes apart. It took me all of about a minute and a half to pull that down. I did time it. So it's, yeah, very pleased with it, how it's all come out. It's very efficient. Yes, milk crates are your friend when it comes to doing things like this, because it's not light. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.